Hey guys, Jano Zero. I wanted to do a quick greenhouse and winter storage update and the wind turbine. Let you know kind of some things that's been going on. First things, Mary Rigby, you sent me a message. You have contact. You have to send me a contact request before I can respond. It's your channel's contact locked. So, but until I'm able to get back with you in writing, the only thing that I would say is never quit, never give up, never ever lose your faith. Always keep your faith in God, and don't let anything get the better of you. Never quit, never give up, and you'll be just fine. Um, yeah, so hang tough, and I'm praying for you. All right, the greenhouse. Remember the little greenhouse? We had a pretty nasty windstorm come through here a little while ago. It's been a couple of days actually. Last week sometime, and you can see that the hay bales that I had stacked up around it with the T-posts, they came falling down, and it doesn't really matter because the plants had already died on the inside. It just got way too cold, and it couldn't handle the low teens that we were having temperature wise. The tomato plants had already died on the inside, and the hay bales came down, and it's just not it's $29. You get what you pay for. I'm going to actually start building in the springtime. I'll just build a little greenhouse here that's a lot more sturdy, and it can hold up to the weather that we have out here in the hills. So unless you have a nice enclosed porch and you're going to put a light or something like that in it, it's not a very sturdy structure, and it does not hold up to extreme cold. So that's the greenhouse. Now the cold storage that we had here behind the smoke shack. The smoke shack held up pretty well. I see the door there as I got that post leaned against it just to kind of keep it all together. And I ran a rope around the top of it, if you can see that rope there, and roped it down. That way it's got force down on it to help keep it. The one thing that did do very well was the wind turbine. It's not spinning now, but that we had some wind up to about 80 mile an hour, and the wind turbine was making a crap load of power. I thought for sure that thing was going to come down because it was, you could hear it going. It was humming pretty good, and trees were coming down, some tops of the trees and stuff that came down, and I was like, well, I guess it's going to be a good test of how well that tower and those guy wires work, and it did very well. I was very pleased with it. That thing, like I say, it kicked out a whole bunch of power whenever it was, the wind was up and there was no sun, and it was actually in the middle of the night. So, yeah, wind turbine. Loving it. And my thumbs up for that. Thank you, Jeff. All right, remember me and halfway uphill and his son back in the summertime buried this old refrigerator here in the side of the hill. I put some taters and onions in it, and put some hay bales on it. Oh geez, I'm gonna fall down the hill. Hang on a second. Okay, now let's see here. Let me get some of this heavy hay out of the way. See if we can see how well this stuff is holding up. The hay is not holding up at all, but that's all right. You know what? Let me get this camera down for a second, and I'll get right back with you. All right, you can see we got these old wet, nasty hay bales out of the way. I think next time I probably drape some plastic over to try to keep these a little bit drier, or just use straw. Straw is a lot easier to deal with when it's wet. You can see that the hay is already breaking down, and it's already leaving that black gunk on there. So this will all go into the compost pile. For now though, I'm going to pile it back up here and leave it because that's what I got it for until I get something else figured out. But this will go into the compost pile and onto the garden. And in this little small part here, we had the onions, and I put them into some straw. Let's stick them out here. Look at there. Onions are doing very well. I like it. I'm happy with that. Onions are holding up just fine, y'all. Very surprised. Kinda. Excellent. Tuck them back in. Close this door back. And over in this part over here, we had potatoes. Get this hay out of the way. Oh, my spring just broke. Oh crap, let me put the camera down again. I'll be right back. Alright, see if I can get the door open here. Let's see how the potatoes are holding up. Oh. Whoa. Dang it, just broke my tripod. Bear with me. Sorry about all the crappy camera work. There's a tater. Look at that. Very good shape still. They've not been frozen. They're not gooey and mushy. Well, this one I would say is a success because we've been, just about every night this winter, we've been down in the low 20s and the teens as far as the weather goes, and the potatoes have held up pretty good. As a matter of fact, I would still eat those. There's nothing wrong with them at all. So, yeah. Sorry about the wonderful camera work, y'all. I'm just trying to, on the side of this slippery hill, keep my balance and keep everything in the shot. But the refrigerator and the onions and the potatoes, we're about in the middle of winter. They're holding up good. They're holding up nice, and I'm very happy with it. So I will say, as of right now, after a couple of months, the potatoes and the onions are holding up well in the refrigerator that's buried. So if you have an extra refrigerator laying around, there you go. It's a good way to store. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to cover this back up. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to close the doors. And, oh, if I can reach it. Yeah, there we go. All right, close it back up. I'm going to put some of this hay, put the hay back onto it here. And put, I'm going to put a couple, 4 or 5 inches worth anyway on there, and that'll make sure that it stays good and warm in there, and we'll see how much longer they last. So I appreciate y'all watching. Give it a shot. If I can do it, you can do it. Y'all have a great day. God bless. And the end. Buzz, buzz. The end.